Padukuda?
Yeah. The Zoom ID I have shared with you.
I should open it up.
If you can join then that will be good. Then we can show also and then it will be more easy. They are also able to hear it.
Okay. Well, my ID was there.
No, I have sent it.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सकृजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललितान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। You can close that video or audio. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Looks like in a well done.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Not clear, no? Is it clear? So this is for 1 hour meeting you all have gathered together. See how a spiritual community develops in any place. You will see since the early days of ISKCON. In New York, when Sri Prabhupada started there as a lonely preacher, eventually many boys and girls came and connected. And I don't need to, no, I can just hold it. You know, they started gradually coming and assisting Swamiji in washing pots, and then rolling chapatis, and then going out on Harinam Sankirtan daily, distributing Prabhupada books. Then when they became more intimate with Prabhupada, then Prabhupada arranged for the initiation. They developed some faith in Prabhupada. Then after initiation, the disciples has to be engaged in service. So then Prabhupada gave them different types of services. Somebody told them to paint and do drawings like Gadrana Mataji. Somebody was editing the books, proofreading and all like Hayagriva Prabhu. And Iswaran Samartha Maharaj and Vishnu Swami were going out on book distribution in Greyhound presses. Somebody like Charan who was building the chariots. In this way, different devotees are engaged. Some devotees are managing the temples also, like Raman Prabhu. And some of them were purchasing properties for Prabhupada. Some of them were doing the architectural work for Prabhupada. Some of them were having the printing press. Like that, different devotees are given different services. And devotees got into services very busily. And then the movement started expanding from New York to San Francisco. Then San Francisco to LA. Then subsequently, Prabhupada sent the devotees to London, 3 couples. So you will find in New York there were only brahmacharis, mostly. But in San Francisco, majority of the devotees who came were grihasthas.
Audio.
So Prabhupada said there is no audio is not coming there. Saying,
It's coming.
Ah.
It's going now. It is moving. It is.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
For that devotee, it is problem.
No.
For me, it's not coming. Virat was also saying it's not coming.
For me, it's coming.
It's
clear.
coming. Is
Rangamath is saying it's clear.
it's going, Proj.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
They have
Yeah.
personal.
It's going.
Alright, increase the volume, let me check it. Your battery is going to go over it over. Put the battery. Go and bring it. So, I was telling you, in New York, devotees are very fond of Prabhupada and his association, 3 classes in a week, and then eventually morning programs and many services, especially book distribution. Book distribution actually picked up after the LA came more. And in San Francisco, many families came. And Prabhupada said there is no difference between brahmacharis and grihasthas when it comes to Krishna consciousness. Because our movement teaches the dharma of the soul. When it comes to dharma of the body, there are differences. Like there is a Stri dharma, which is separate dharma. There is Varna dharma. For example, if you are Brahman Varna, you have separate dharma. You have Kshatriya Varna, you have another dharma. It is said a Brahman, if he is not satisfied, he will perish. If a Kshatriya, if he is satisfied, he will perish. Kshatriya should be ambitious always. Chanakya says that. So what is food for one person can be poison for another when it comes to different varnas. One should know, a Brahmana should never accept salary. And in this way you will see that everybody has fixed different dharmas. When it comes to dharma of the soul, which is called Bhagavata dharma, there is no difference between the bodily identifications. It can be a child like Prahalad, it can be a woman like Draupadi, it can be a king like Yudhishthira or Ambarish, it can be somebody like Brahmachari like Shukadeva Goswami. Whoever you are, you can practice Bhagavata dharma. It's same for all. So Prabhupada said everybody, Prabhupada even arranged for the Brahmacharini ashram, and they lived in the temple. After marriage also, the married wives, they were living in the temple, and the men lived with the brahmacharis, and everybody went out on book distribution, preaching and everything. But then, over a period of time, those who are grihasthas would sometimes visit their homes, and eventually babies came. And then, opposite to the temple LA, Prabhupada told them to build something called as Grihastha Dham apartments. It was all built with the names of 5 queens. Who are the 5 prominent queens of Krishna? Satyabhama, Rukmini, Jambavati, Kalyani, Satya, Mitravinda, Nalini. Amongst them we will find out who are the Patani. 5 are prominent in that. Now the number has increased beyond 8 now. So the 5 names of the queens was given to those places. And grihasthas were told that live just opposite temple, because in temple it's too congested, and you just cross the road and come for the morning program. And eventually, some of the grihasthas who had children, they would have difficulty coming in the morning. So Prabhupada said, okay, women have to take care of the child, at least man can come to the temple and attend the morning program, take part. Some of them are taking part, but some of them actually became preoccupied with family and everything, and some of them felt it would be good to do the outside job rather than depend on ISKCON. If you take a salary and you don't go for the morning program, you don't go for everything. They considered that. And some of them felt if you live near the temple, people may criticize that you are staying right opposite and you are not coming for the morning. Correct? And they went little away. So now when they went little far away, then they took outside jobs, then the connectivity with the temple became very weak. Yeah, at that time. So some of the fanatical brahmacharis, they said if you are inside temple, you are in Sattva-guna. If you are living just outside temple and not coming for morning, you are Rajoguna. If you are staying far away, you are Tamoguna. Like that they labeled. So His Holiness Kamaksha Maharaj brought this matter to Prabhupada. If you want to read in detail about this, It's in Transcendental Diary 5, I think, volume 5, I think. Transcendental Diary, you read that elaborately, 30-40 pages it is there. Big, very elaborate discussion. There was a kind of many heated dialogue between the renounced order and the Grihasthas at that time. But Prabhupada was a father of both. Prabhupada brought about the balance. And that was, so Prabhupada's time, and why I am telling you this background, you will see that, from temple life, slowly, outside the temple life started. So then Prabhupada said in Bombay, we want 5,000 temples in Bombay, Prabhupada said. Devotees wondered, Prabhupada, one Radha Raspberry temple was so difficult to make. How will we make 5,000 temples? And then Prabhupada said, 5,000 temples means 5,000 homes. He said, every Vaishnava who is initiated, that home can be like a temple. Every day there can be arati in the morning, and then there can be, devotees can invite their neighbors and people and talk katha in the evening to kirtan. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when I return home, my home looks like Golokunda, correct, no? So that was Prabhupada's plan. But sometimes people have a deity at home, but there is not much attention to the deity. Not much arati is going on, and hardly they finish the chanting. And then Prabhupada said, if people are not able to maintain the chanting, then they should come to temple. So initially, you go to temple and take the Lord in your heart, go back and make your home into a temple. If you cannot make home into a temple, make temple your home. Because when you make temple your home, then you are always getting good association to nourish yourself. Or when can you make your home into temple? When your home can also have such vibrant activities, like book distribution. Like Rangamat is one month I have been hearing about when I came here in 2019. Manwar Manipur told me that she is one of the most powerful distributors. Wherever anything happens in Boston, anywhere crowd comes, you will find her with a table. I didn't know who it was. Eventually I came to know. This is a very powerful distributor. She hunts for places in Boston.
Well planned.
Well planned, organized. So now, this is just an example I am telling. Like this lady, Mataji. She has a home. Her home is like a temple because if the members in the home are very enthusiastic for going out and doing services, or either at home or indoor or outdoor, the home becomes like a temple. Some people put up festivals in their home and invite all the colony people and do a program in their house and cook prasadam and feed prasadam to the people. And, there's katha, kirtan going on in the home, and day and day new festivals to celebrate. So they may not be able to come to temple because their home has turned into a temple. Therefore they are not coming. So they are not coming, temple should not be blamed there because their home has become temple. Another, it's like extension of the temple. What should happen in a temple, they are doing at home. On the other hand, somebody's home is not so spiritually vibrant, and they come to temple and take part in activities along with other devotees. This was Prabhupada's plan. So now, one another very important thing happened. In 1972, Prabhupada saw that because of such vigorous preaching and book distribution and expansion of ISKCON to various places, lots of people came and joined. In 1972, you see, New Vrindavan had 700 devotees. New York also had 120 devotees also. When His Holiness Vishnu Swami would go for Kirtan outdoor, 80 devotees will go with him in New York. And only 10, 15 devotees will be there in temple for services. So things are like expanding very fast. You can read a book called as Fortunate Souls by His Holiness Dhanavir Maharaj. 1971 to 1977. You read that book, your hair will stand on end. How the devotees joined our movement, like a rigorous thing. But along with that, there was one more problem also. What was the problem? Devotees were coming in big number, but there were a lot of tussles between the devotees. We say, no, neophyte devotee means he is new and he fights. Fight, neophyte. Isn't it? So immediately Prabhupada wrote that letter. I think it is high time we should boil the milk now. We should convert the milk into rabdi now. So how many of you like rabdi more than milk? Right now? Isn't it more tasty? So rabdi means like pakka mango. And Milk means like kacha mango. So neophyte devotee is like kacha mango. And more mature devotee is like. So when people come to temple, new people come, they want to meet pakka mango like devotees or kacha mango like devotees. Pakka. Kacha mango, you bite it like this, means you have to go to wash the mouth. So neophyte devotee in the temple will drive away the people. Correct? The people come. So Prabhupada understood that it's not enough to bring lot of people, but we have to hold them. For holding the people who come in, for that our devotees have to become mature. Immediately Prabhupada wrote letter, start Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. He personally gave all those names and syllabus also prescribed what books should be read and everything. He said, immediately institute these courses in all our centers so that our own devotees read my books well and then they become expert in these books. They should be like a lawyer. Lawyer quotes the Indian Penal Code, isn't it? In the same manner, these devotees should be able to quote the shlokas and then quote references and be able to defend the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy properly. And by studying the Shastra and gaining depth, they will become more humble and more well-behaved because they will understand the value of Vaishnavas. Then, by study of the Shastra and discussing with one another, and Prabhupada became very strict about instituting Bhagavatam in the temple. Every morning there should be one Bhagavatam class, everybody should attend, evening Bhagavad Gita class. So all this became strongly instituted after 72. Prabhupada said that now devotees should, morning, evening they are hearing Siddhanta properly, and in the daytime they go for book distribution and everything, and they will also do some reading during the day also. So this Prabhupada was very happy. If the devotees do this, they will be very stable and strong. Siddhantically they will be strong, and because of developing respect for the devotees, there will be Prita Lakshana between the devotees. The juice of respectful dealing, affectionate dealing with one another. That is very important. One time book distributors, first party, they came back to temple and Prabhupada came to know that they had a big quarrel. So Prabhupada called those book distributors and said, now next 3 months you don't go out anywhere. Prabhupada said, but Prabhupada, we have already loaded the bus to go back now. Prabhupada said, no need, worship the deity, he said. Because you worship the deity, your purity, your punctuality, your simplicity, your submission, your tolerance, your patience, your cleanliness, all this will increase when you worship the deity like a Brahman. Prabhupada said, you have to develop these qualities before you can again go for the first party. Because otherwise if you quarrel with each other, you will develop dryness in the heart, you will commit offenses, and you will leave the process and go away. The Prabhupada wanted. So in this way, as much as Prabhupada was eager to expand the movement, he was also very eager to consolidate the movement. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly said, Dharma sarthaka kari kara. Then what happened in our society subsequently, some people got into Shastric study deeply, they started reading Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Puranas. Some people started reading various other commentaries of Acharyas. Now Shastric study is going on, but some people go deeper and deeper in Acharya's commentary. Now they have read Shat Sandarbhas and Garga Samhita, and the people are reading now Bodhil Amrit, Ujjwal Nilamani, all those books they are reading. So they become bookworms. Reading authors, they are relishing themselves. So they don't take the trouble to preach the message to other people. They don't distribute books, they don't distribute prasad, they don't distribute the holy name. They simply, dive in the books only. And some of these devotees don't even attend the morning program also. No morning program, no chanting with devotees. They become like Bhinna Drik, we say. Bhinna Drik means separatist mentality. They think I am like, they have, as if they are leaders sitting in ivory towers. They get this type of ahambhav, pride they get. So this is not what Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada did not want devotees to become dry scholars who don't practice devotion service. So this became one extreme. And another extreme, people saying that Prabhupada said you should distribute books. So they only go out and distribute books, they don't get time to read. Many of them actually leave in the early morning only for distributing books. Even in Prabhupada's time, Prabhupada saw people running out for distributing books. books but not reading any book. So they become hollow also, devoid of Siddhanta, devoid of Sadachar, simply running out here and there and distributing books. They think that we want to please Prabhupada, which is good, but then because of no solid foundation, it's like a tree with no deep roots. When the storm comes, the tree will be knocked off. That happened to them. So that is why a balanced approach would be that devotees should study and do services in the temple indoor, and also devotees should go out and distribute books. Both should be done. Now another phenomenon was observed. After Prabhupada left the world in 1977, slowly the temple started facing problems. Because some of the devotees, because the authority was Prabhupada before, now the authority is taken up. Whom will they follow? People. Then GBC was formed. The GBC tried their best to institute the rules and everything. At that time, gradually, there was a kind of anarchy in our society, due to which slowly there were tussles within the temples, and because of tussles, some people thought, if you are inside the temple, we are quarreling, so better we stay out far away. In this way, people started going far away. In this way, slowly, now 95% of ISKCON is not inside the temple, they are outside the temple, in the communities outside, congregations. That is why any temple should not ignore the congregation. Because the temple mostly sadhus stay, brahmacharis and sannyasis stay, and the full-time grihasthas are very, very handful. You can count them with your fingers, most of the temples. But the congregations who are working in offices, putting up a home, they are 95%. So if you want to scale up any activity, the congregation should be taken into consideration, and their involvement, their suggestions, their advice should also be taken very seriously. Especially in the current situation of the ISKCON. Because earlier ISKCON started with sadhus and grihasthas, everybody inside the temple. Now they are all outside. And they have a responsibility to put up the family, doing a job outside, and they also want to do some service for proper mission also, correct? So, therefore, the temple should be a place which institutes education like Bhakti Shakti, Bhakti Vaibhav, for the congregation. Temple should be a place where the deities are very lovingly worshipped. The congregation comes and gets inspired. They come, some of the days they come, they get inspired. And temple should be a place where the sadhus are renounced and they lead a clean and pure life and their heart is sold out to Krishna completely. So in congregations, when they hear lectures from them in the temple, they feel very inspired also. Then they go back and feel that we want to learn and become more serious. And in the same manner, as the congregation grows, there will be powerful preachers from the congregation also. Even they will also come and give Bhagavatam classes in the temple. Then everybody can get inspired. Because when you cross 30, 40, 50 years, there is not much difference between who is renounced and who is grihastha. Because grihastha responsibilities gradually diminish as you go towards 50 and 60. Because then the children are grown up, they all get set in life and they take responsibility. Then the grihasthas can also be very renounced. Then the vanaprasthas are like brahmacharis only. And similarly, Mataji's, Prabhuji's, they can be highly dedicated as the age goes more and more. So, now, one very important observation ISKCON made was, like if you have a pipe and you put a ball here, the ball goes out from here, correct? In the same manner, devotees are coming into the temples and they were leaving the temples. Devotees are coming into community, they were leaving the community. And what are the prime reasons, if you observe, why people who come, they leave, go away? That's one of the things is cold behavior, which means impersonal behavior. No one to care for them, no personalized attention. Whether you exist or you are alive or dead, nobody asks. Then therefore some people went away. Then some other people went away because the community members were not very mature. They were quarrelsome or gossiping or fault finding or blaspheming. So when they heard all these things, they went away. Some people went away. And some people came, they were not trained in Siddhanta, Shastric study. So then they also went away. Because If we don't have spiritual knowledge, we remain ignoramus and then we will leave also. They also went away. Either due to lack of recollection, lack of the juice of relationship, or due to lack of siddhanta, or due to aparadas. People left, like this, people went away. So, at that time, ISKCON GBs also started wondering how to retain the devotees. Here comes the interesting point. You see, there is some passion required to begin anything. But then Sattva-guna is required to maintain anything. Correct. And if you don't maintain, then things gradually diminish. And they will get destroyed over a period of time. Tamoguna means lethargy, laziness, postponing, unorganized, unclean, cluttered, confused, indecisive, no planning. That means whatever devotees we brought, they will gradually one by one vanish. And many temples saw, if your temple does not offer something wonderful, people in the same city will go to another temple. They will say, hey, Prabhuji, there are wonderful classes. They arrange the nice places. Oh, there is nice prasad. There is personalized care. Oh, the devotees are very mature in dealing, they will say. Or they will say that, oh, if you go there, they empower you, they give you nice services. Correct? So in this way, you will see that, nowadays in one city also many temples are coming out now. People's preferences are going to be where they feel wanted, loved, cared for, and they can contribute something. Every jiva has a desire to contribute something. So, therefore, it is not only enough for the devotees to study Shastras well and go and distribute books, it is also essential to cultivate people whom we are bringing to the book distribution. Because if you don't bring people to book distribution and cultivate them, then you cannot increase the number of devotees in your community. If you have 3 devotees, it will remain 3 after 30 years also. You will make 3 into 30, 30 into 300, 300 into 3,000. If you have to increase the devotees, then that is only possible with cultivation. Just like, for example, you got 100 seeds. The seeds have to be sown. You have to water them. You have to put a fence. You have to give the sunlight. That's called cultivation. You cultivate the seed, then it grows into a big mango tree, and then it can produce hundreds of mangoes. Similarly, every devotee you cultivate later on can become a mentor, and they can in turn bring many people, like bringing hundreds of mangoes. Correct now? But if you don't cultivate them, it's like keeping a seed in a box and keeping it in the cupboard. Oh, I got 100 seeds and you keep it inside. It will remain as it is. It's not scaling up. It's not. So scaling up can only happen when we cultivate and empower. So we call it as a TEE, we call it. Train, educate, engage, empower. TEE. Train means what? Bring down to temple, show how to do Mangalarti, how to do Tulsi Narsingarati, how to do Guru Puja, how to beat Mridangam. All the boys should be trained in playing Mridangam as much as they can. All the boys should be trained in playing Kartala, at least basic steps. Every not only boys, all the congregation members should know how to sing Narsingarati at least. If possible, other artists also. Everybody should know how to worship the Lord in their home or in the temple. How many times we have to rotate, how to do the worship. They should be aware also. Everybody should know basic cooking. So all this is called training. Training is not only in the books, training also is for these practical activities also. Because what Prabhupada said was, if you want to send somebody to a place to start preaching, they should be like a well-rounded personality in all these things. See, he knows how to cook and feed prasad. He knows how to sing. He knows how to beat Mridanga. And he knows how to give a talk, like a talk. He knows how to wear dhoti kurta, how to wear sari. They know it. So they are well equipped devotees. When he said that. Otherwise, sometimes in a temple there are 20 devotees, nobody knows Mridanga. Dum 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 dum. Correct, no? Isn't it? Then nothing. The kirtan is not very nice. And also, when we have trained, so when we offer this kind of training, after training, education was required. So training actually in these cultural aspects I was telling you, but education of the books. So education should be such that the devotees who are learning, they should be on one hand learning, on the other hand teaching. So this is called as each one teaches one while being taught by one. Who can say that?
Each one teaches one while being taught by one.
Correct? This is said by Iswaran Maharaj. Each one teaches one while being taught by one. That means you keep learning also and you also keep teaching also. This is said in the Bhagavatam. Where? Vaya Kalupurāṇāni Setihāsāni Bharata Akhyātāni Apyadhītāni. He's saying that one should master learning of, Puranas, like the Bhagavata Purana, for example, and the epics like Mahabharata, Ramayana. One should master these scriptures, but not just learn and keep it with oneself. What should one do? He's saying, Akhyātāni Apyadhītāni. He's saying, study very well, but also Akhyātāni, explain it well. If you don't explain, you will not be able to digest it. So explaining it is very important. Everybody, one time in Chowpai temple, Gaurgopal Prabhu, in those days used to speak a lot of Prabhupada pastimes. So one day I asked Gaurgopal Prabhu, how do you make notes? He said, I used to make notes first in my notebook and pen. Then I started making notes in my mobile, but we used to type it. With both the fingers he used to type and store it in his mobile. He said, now I don't type also, now I have only one memory here. I hear it, remember it. But what I do, the same day I will catch some 3 new people and repeat to them. And that is how it becomes my asset. I remember. I did Gaurgopal close one telling in Chowpai. So the best way to remember is what?
Sharing with others.
Share it with 3 people. That's the best way to remember. So that's why Akhyātāni api adhitāni. Otherwise, most people say, Prabhuji, I'm reading Prabhupada's books, I don't remember anything. You can see people saying that, correct? No? You don't remember because we are not repeating it. No? Repetition helps in remembrance. So, in this way, we should not think that in one temple they were telling me that one president of one preaching center. Some 8 people from the preaching center left that center and they migrated to another temple which came up in the same city. And that leader became very angry. He went and fought with the temple. Give my congregation back. And the temple authority said, see, this is their choice, it's in the same city. Why can't they go here? Then the matter was taken to GBC. GBC said, see, it's their personal choice. And then those congregation people were asked, why are you leaving this place going there? They were saying, this preacher, 20 years, he only gives Sunday feast. Last 20 years they are hearing, Ohit is barbar, Ohiting, he will keep saying that. And he said, we are like dogs, we are like pigs, we are like that, we are like pigs. हमने कितने बार सुन लिया अंतांग आ गया. So they said, that's what we have heard. And we have heard it 100 times now. Now we also want to give. In the other temples, they are empowering us to become preachers. So we are happy to go. And this preacher is chasing after them. Hey, you cannot give lecture. I am the Shiksha Guru. Come here. They said, you keep Shiksha with yourself only. The Prabhupada says, here 2 lines and repeat 2 lines. Prabhupada said it in San Francisco. Prabhupada said, you read my books, hear 2 lines and
Speak 2 lines.
Speak 2 lines. Prabhupada didn't say you wait for 20 years. So they said, then this fellow realized, because he was not empowering them. One should not fear to empower the people. Because by empowering, this movement will grow bigger and bigger. So train, then engage in all type of, train after educate. Educate them in the Siddhanta, then engage in services. Because if you educate and don't engage in services, then their education will become headweight. You know what is headweight? Headweight means they become proud. But a person who is learned, but he also does needness services, sweeping, mopping, washing pots, serving prasad, worshipping the Reiki, going out and distributing books, doing Harinam Sankirtan. That is engage them. So train, educate, engage. After they do all these things, then finally empower them to become preachers. That means every preacher should be doing these things. They should first get trained, then this kind of, ask yourself, do you not play katha? Do you not sing basic tune, at least for proper tune? Hare Krishna, that much you should know. One tune. And then, do you know how to speak the basic philosophy to new people, towards Are you regularly reading proper books? Morning, evening. So, in this way, we have to get training, cooking, worshipping, all this training is required. One shouldn't say, I don't know any of this. So train, and educate, engage and empower. So when we do this, then the movement is going to scale up. We have one Gachibowli in Hyderabad. That's a Leelananda Prabhu. He has got like 200 congregation. I know this program from the very early days. When he first called me to a Waldorf school, I went, there were just about 12, 15 people who were there in the program. So he started the program like that. He used to do an SSR, Science of Civilization. Program goes on for something like 10 sessions or something, week after week. And one program is 3 hours. So you may wonder who will sit for 3 hours. But he is a very engaging person. He will engage the audience, asking questions. First what I say, second what. He will never allow the audience to relax. He will always engage them in asking questions. And then kirtan, dancing. Right from the first program there was dancing kirtan. He would make everybody stand up, catch the hand and come forward, go backward. That's how he did. But now they have 300 congregation now. Started with 12 people. And in that program, 25 people he has chosen to become preachers. And he has sent them to 25 housing colonies, which are gated communities. And they all have, each of them have 50 to 60 people attending the program. 25 programs. So every year we celebrate 25 Rath Yatras, 25 Janmashtami, 25 Ramnavami, we celebrate each of the communities. So this time in Hyderabad alone, 60 Rath Yatras are celebrated. Only in Hyderabad. Now you may wonder, out of that, 15 were in schools. In school Rath Yatras, 2,000 children participated. 1,500, 2,000 children. And the whole thing was done by only 2 couples in each school. Because the other things the school people only arranged. Even the Jagannath Subhadra were brought by the, director of the school, principal, they were all having big mustache and they brought. Correct, you saw? Yeah. They were so happy to see. They are not like Hare Krishna devotees. Outside they are engaged in bringing Jagannath, and then this couple, 2 couples, one couple is worshipping, other couple is making announcement. They had to pull their rath in the school. So they did in 15 schools they did. So in all total 60 places they were celebrated. You can see how places can be so powerful in expanding the movement. You can see that. So if any of you is interested, I can send you the report, the PDF file. You can go through that. You can see that. So the point is, in this way, this was actually Prabhupada's desire. At the moment, see, expansion means, why am I talking so much now? Because we have to do it in a very balanced way. Like, different components should be there in a devotee. Take one ideal Hare Krishna, Prabhuji or Mataji. If you take a devotee, there should be time when this devotee in the morning time, devotee should throw away everything to win and sit down and chant the japa, take darshan of the deities, dance in Guru Puja, worship the deities, worship Prabhupada. You should see the devotee in the temple in the morning, correct? No? Or if the devotee is at home, then the home they should be doing arati, chanting japa, reading. They should be doing that, isn't it? And in the daytime, there should be a time when there is, if you are a brahmachari, the brahmachari class, after the Bhagavatam is over, there is a time for eating, there is a brahmachari class, there is a little personal time, and then training the devotee in the skills, correct, no? They are saying there should be time for training the devotee in the skills. And there should be some group activity also for the devotees. Whether it is congregation or brahmacharis, group activities are very powerful because that's what develops the Priti Lakshanam. When you come together into seva or come together and study Bhagavatam, that is what is going to increase the loving relationship between devotees. My spiritual master was saying, anything we do in a group, like for example, you keep the Tulsi Maharani in the center and all devotees make a circle and sit around and you chant. And you may not know, you are chanting, you are round, he is chanting, he is round. Still relationship develops. Because they are doing everything in a coordinated fashion. On the other hand, if there are 3 devotees in temple, one is near the front altar of the Lord, one is near Prabhupada, one is outside in the reception, and one is in the room chanting. 4 devotees in 4 places. So it will appear like there is nobody chanting. Correct now? When we come together and chant. So in Chaupati, what Maharaj did when I had joined in 94, he made like, you have seen horseshoe, you have seen? Like this. So in front of Prabhupada, Maharaj told us to sit like this, like this, like this, like horseshoe type. That means nobody should show back to Prabhupada. You sit like this, he made a circle, and he made 1 liter for each circle. He told that you make sure that you assemble your team to sit like that. In Tirupati temple, they saw this in Chowpatty and they also started. They even gave the names. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev. So they have fixed places where they will sit. Like that. So why the circle was made? Everybody sat like this. And Maharaj also would sit in one particular place. And we knew he had a fixed place. And if he is there in that place, he is in station. If he is not there, he is out of station. You can know that. Huh? And I also copied that in Pune. I have one fixed place in Punjavari temple, correct? No? In NVCC, I have a fixed place. Everybody knows if I am giving Japata, if I am there, this fellow is in Pune. If I am not sitting there, they know he is out of station. Correct? No? Gone out. So I just copied that model from Maharaj. Maharaj also used to sit in one place because Maharaj said the visible presence of the senior devotees. They should have a visible morning program. He once said, Maharaj, what is visible? If you are attending morning program, dancing, chanting, you are visible. He said, yes, that's the point. They should be seen in the temple hall. Somebody is saying, you ask him, Prabhuji, when you asked it, I didn't see you in the morning. Please talk, Prabhuji, you see attendance? I'm not. Because it comes in Samsara Dhamana, they come. And then Sri Radhika Madhava Yoga missing. Again, Nursing Arati shows up, Tulsi Arati is missing. Isn't it? And Japa, 15 minutes he shows up, and after that, in the end of Bhagavatam is seen. So then he is not very visible presence. Visible means just fully present, happily participating like that. So, in this way, the devotee means we should have a proportion of taking in, morning is taking in, and daytime is giving out. Right? Or if you are a student or a grihastha, then you have evening time, you are giving out. And Matajis who are homemakers, and they can also do something during the day, and they also have, like so many of them are going public distribution and other things. So there should be a time for us to do outreach daily. There should be a time for us to study the Shastra. There should be a time for us to perform the sadhana in the morning. Sadhana, Swadhyaya, and Seva. And while dealing with devotees, proper sadachara. And in the learning, they should not only be learning of the Siddhanta, but they should be learning about the Varnashrama also. For example, Brahmacharis should study about what is the standard of Brahmachari. So we have a BKC book, Brahmachari Vishakam. Similarly, Grihasthas should learn about what is Grihasthashram, what are the responsibilities, what are the duties. They should know these things. And for that, there has to be a specialized training also. Because in your own ashram, how to make your ashram successful. For example, Brahmachari ashram means they have to control their senses, control their mind, study the scriptures, and respect all the women as mothers, and also research into the absolute truth, Prabhupada says. These are all the Nirnam's order. And they should be detached and accept whatever comes of its own accord. They should have simplicity in dressing, eating. Similarly, Grihastha means they should worship the deity, they should give charity, they should give emphasis on sadhu sangha. If there is saintly association, one should go and take association. Similarly, they should also treat the animals and birds like children, their own children, feed them and care for them, like that. And in this way, they also have to cook and distribute prasadam to people. And they should organize Harinam Sankirtanam. You will read the 16th chapter, first verse of Bhagavad Gita. The Prabhupada says Harinam Sankirtan is coordinated and organized by Grihasthas. And it may be performed by brahmacharis and other boys and everybody else. But Harinam Sankirtan is organized in colonies and everything by Grihasthas. Like that. So when we understand our ashrama dharma also, along with that, we also know the Siddhanta, the philosophical aspects also. And along with that, we also know the dealings. The dealings is all about etiquettes, sadachara. So these are all things to be learned. There is time in a day where we learn things. There is a time in a day when we give out and do some services, practical services. It may be indoor or outdoor services. Right now. So there should be time for all these different components of things. We don't want to become dry scholars without doing service or without doing sadhana properly. And we don't want to become like many Haridas Thakur. Some people say, Roji, I'm running 64 rounds every day. Who told you? Prabhupada said minimum 16 rounds. One devotee asked the Maharaj, this was the Gopaksha Maharaj. Maharaj was the Pune. Maharaj, with our increasing years, should we also increase the number of rounds? He asked. Maharaj said, Prabhupada only told us to chant 16 minimum rounds. And then Prabhupada said, go out and distribute books. Prabhupada said, I'll take you back to Godhead. If anybody is doing that, don't worry, you go back to Godhead. Maharaj said that in one class. Of course, on special days you may chant more, in festival days. Even Gopash Maharaj says, festival days, in Ekadashi days you chant
25
rounds. And Ekadashi days, some devotees can chant 32 rounds, 64 rounds. But otherwise, on normal days, one should do more services. In the name of chanting more rounds than growing beard and growing hair, doing chaturmas, eating only once a day, and not doing any service. Like one fellow in Gaudiya Math Bhaksan's Thakur's Math was sleeping on Ekadashi day. The man went to Bhaksan's Thakur, why is he sleeping? And then the devotees came and said, Maharaj, he wants to see that the Ekadashi gets over very quickly because he's fasting from water today. Nirjal is way. He said, why Nirjal? Eat nicely and go to distribute books. He said, our movement is not a movement of vairagya. Our movement is actually a movement for missionary activities. So, therefore, we should, like somebody wrote a letter to me, Prabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that for Chaturmas. I said, you are whose follower are you? In ISKCON we are Prabhupada's follower. What Prabhupada said, we should do it. They said something for their times, the contemporary times, but in our time, Prabhupada is the one who made us understand the philosophy through his books. So, therefore, you don't have to imitate Haridas Thakur or anybody else. Although we read Acharya's books, when it comes to practically doing things, we follow what Prabhupada says. So, in this way, understanding Prabhupada's mood and mission, rendering services on one hand, and studying the Shastras on the other hand, following proper etiquette without offending the devotees, and learning the ashrama dharma, and performing all our responsibilities and duties pertaining to our ashrama. If you do all these things, eventually your faith and conviction in Krishna, Guru, and the process will increase, which is the ultimate goal. Na utpadiye adiratim. If somebody is not able to awaken rati, that means there is some lacuna in one of these items. Somebody is becoming a mere scholar, or somebody is not studying at all and doing only service. Or somebody is doing service but is offending devotees. Or somebody is not offending devotees, he is humble, but he is not fulfilling the duties of his ashram properly. Something will be lacking, due to which the faith and conviction in the process of Krishna doesn't arise, or one has become slack or whatever. So, right now what we all are trying to do, two main activities in our youth preaching. One is we want to cultivate youths and make them fixed up devotees, 1600 devotees, seriously practicing devotees. Another one is we want to inspire the youth to do two types of services. One is indoor services in the local temple, and also outdoor service like Harinam Sankirtan, book distribution, for the pleasure of Prabhupada. We want them to do both. Now, when I came in 2019, I was myself figuring out, going to different temples, seeing what they are doing. By 2022-23, I was very clear about the vision. I will just show you. I have put it in the WhatsApp chat today morning. This only I put right now. Morning today only I put it. Let us see it there. That is the one I put one sheet.
They are putting device posting.
The previous person I put. This one?
Yeah.
Okay, you all can see it. Oh. I have to share it, I think. Here. Let me share it. Okay, now it's coming. So all of you see this. 1 minute. Oh, yeah. I can hide this. Okay. So you can see this now. See the strategic roadmap for BYS. So we call it as, I think the heading is not coming here, I think. I have put the heading also. Now we can see that. You can see that? Bhaktivedanta Swami Youth Services. Actually, I call it Bhaktivedanta Youth Services. Hansaru Prabhu in New York told it. You make it Bhaktivedanta Swami. He said, Youth Services. I said, wonderful. The name will be more complete. We want to make Bhaktivedanta Swami popular in America. It was already popular before. and we also want to see that his glory is even more expanded. So here is the strategic roadmap, training and empowerment. You see, please read one of you. Take the mic.
Training and empowerment. Equip youth with mentoring skills and spiritual depth. Training leaders.
The mentoring skills for others, and spiritual skills for oneself. Yeah.
Training leaders among youths and couples. Senior devotee youth scale and training in Siddhanta, Sadhana, Sadachar and Seva. Training programs for devotees from West in Pune.
Yeah. Let me explain each of this. Training leaders amongst youth and couples means, for example, I have been traveling to different temples and giving a congregation program with the intention of getting some youth preachers from the congregation. So every temple I go, at least 4-5 couples raise the hand, I call them, I make a WhatsApp group. Cincinnati we made a group, Baltimore we made a group, here also we made a group. So in the group, who all are there? Those who are going to give classes for the youth at least once a week, and those who are going to go out on book distribution. In some temples they made 2 groups. One group for book distribution they made, another group for youth preachers they made. In some temples they made a joint group. Either way, these are the people who are going to accomplish the 2 goals of UIS. 2 goals of UIS is increase book distribution and cultivate youth and make committed devotees. These 2 goals. Okay. So for that we want to see leaders are trained. So coming November 15th to end of December, 6 weeks I am planning to do a course called Train the Trainer. It will be on CST 8 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday. Wednesday it will be Wednesday night 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. CST. Houston.
Here it will be 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Here it will be
9 to 10
p.m. And for the
West Coast.
this is West Coast PST it will be
6 to 7.
6 to 7.
6 to 7.
5 to 6.
Okay. 5 to 6 or 6?
No, 6 to
6 to
7.
7.
9 to 6. 9 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So November, mid-November, so it's only 6 sessions it is. I'm planning to do. But by the time what I'm trying to do before that, this game course I'm making them into very lucid material which can be taught in the West. That's what I'm currently doing. With little content, not so much content. Nowadays content is too big. 8 pages are there and that. And we won't be able to teach so much in one class. In one class, whatever will fit in. I understood one thing in the West, half an hour you can teach and another half an hour discussion. That's the content should be like that. So I'm going to modify it. And then I'm going to share that as well as tell also things like this, what we are discussing now, some other things. So that all the youth preachers will be on the same page. And I want them to teach and see how the people are responding. And so, training leaders among youths and couples. And then senior devotee youths care. Who are the senior devotee youths? The devotees who are mentors and those who are section owners. And those who are already staying in our BYS, either in the temple or near the temple, they are the senior devotees. And training them in Siddhanta, Sadhana, Sadachar, Seva. Those kind of things. So, because there are 2 types of training. Training for totally new people and training for the older devotees. So older devotees also have to be trained further to grow further ahead. And then training program for devotees from West in Pune. So many of the devotees born in the West here, in America, we want to take them to India, take them to Vrindavan, take them to Mayapur for a short yatra type of thing. Plus in Pune, we have this Sadhu Bhushan course we have, and that will be for about 2-3 months. So they can undergo the course because 80 to 100 hours of training there for brahmacharis. Those who are going to join the brahmacharis, we thought we will take them for that 3 months of training and then bring them back here. And then they can join here because here in America they have been living, they have seen one type of culture, now they will also say another type of culture. More disciplined and strict culture they will see, then come back and they can practice very stably. Then the next one, second one, they read engagement and cultivation.
Engagement and cultivation. Create vibrant, consistent touch points for youth growth. Weekly youth program, discover yourself, game courses. Monthly youth festival. Varieties of voluntary seva engagements at temple. Harinam March for global peace and prosperity. Transcendental book distribution.
Yeah. You see, weekly program, DOS and game courses is what I am offering from my side. If any of you youth teachers feel that, oh, I am more comfortable with, sometimes people want to do this Bhakti Vriksha course. 64 sessions are there, 72 sessions are there. Because they have been trained in under different Jayapataka Maharaja system in different places. If they are very comfortable to use that, I have no problem with that. But I would say that we should bring them to Shraddhavan, Krishna Seva, Krishna Sadhak, and then Krishna Upasak. Krishna Upasak is 12. And then Prabhupada Ashray, Guru Ashray. In 1 or 2 years, you have to bring them. If you can bring, I don't mind you using that system. Or somebody says, I am trained in Chopati and Radha who is what you call that course.
Journey of self-discovery.
They want to do that, I have no issues with that. Or if somebody says, I like this Gauranga Darshan course, Bhagavad Gita, what is that, Subodhini. Or somebody is using ISKCON Maharaj's old book, that acronym book. But you may use, but what happens in many of these things, people come, learn, but they don't increase the rounds. So, some of the places, what they are doing, they are teaching Bhagavad Gita. Whenever we do camps, the boys come for the camps, boys and girls. Like they come for Sankalp camp, Swati camp, Utkarsh camp. But other times, instead of teaching the game lessons, they are teaching Bhagavad Gita and other things, which I don't mind if you want to do, you can do, but make sure that your teaching should be aimed at making them serious devotees. Not just learning, and it's not learning for learning. It's a learning to become
Serious
devotees. Serious devotees. So, and then varieties of voluntary seva engagement, already in Boston it started. Yesterday I took this thing, what do you call it? Commitment. Almost 10, 12 devotees, they all are doing 6 to 7 hours of service in temple. They are doing washing pots, assisting in cooking, going out on food distribution. Many of them agreed to go for monthly Sankirtan festival, once a month at least they will go. Once they are well set in job, they will do even more also. So, this was one of the original goals of BOS, that when we make a BOS center, they will just like look at our Muktavandya Prabhu and all. He used to do everything. Bring the Aarti lamp, make a plate and bring. Everything was there.
Mic for Guru Puja.
Mic for Guru Puja. Everything was there. Mridangam playing also. So, but if many youngsters come, eventually they know Mridangam and everything. And then many services can be shared. By the, making plate for the Guru Puja and conducting the morning program. Morning program should be colorful. There should be 2,000 devotees in the temple hall dancing. The newcomers come and say, wow, this temple is a very happening place. And we want to come again and again. If nobody is there in the temple, people think nothing is happening, so they won't come here. So that's why we want varieties of voluntary seva engagements at the temple. And Harinam March for global peace, who knows what it is? And prosperity, what is it? Harinam Sankirtan.
Harinam Sankirtan.
So Harinam Sankirtan, it should be ideally speaking, at least once in a month minimum, if possible once in a week. Many temples are doing once a week, like Saturday or Sunday. Like this time we went at 12 o'clock, I think, to how wonderful it was. So I don't know what time the congregation comes on Sunday here. Whichever time the maximum people would love to go out. If we can have once in a week, congregation would be very happy to go out. They won't mind if 1 hour is too much, you can go for half an hour also. Half an hour, correct, no?
There is Harinam every Sunday.
Is it, early going, huh?
2 to 4 we go.
Oh, 2 to 4 afternoon. Who are going for that?
2 to 4 Mukta Prabhu.
Mukta Prabhu.
I go with Mukta Prabhu Varun.
No, but how many people go with the...
Not 3-4 people come.
My God.
And sitting.
Sitting is only.
But
I am talking about, like this time we did 12 o'clock. Whichever time maximum congregation is in the temple.
The park, we sit on the park. Bed sheet. Book
And
distribution.
then
Book
book
distribution and Kirtan goes.
Sunday they
They
do,
put
huh?
the books in front.
And books
And
like
one or two devotees distribute. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe 4 5 devotees are there.
That can be done surely by few devotees, but I am talking about bigger Harinam like we did. We all
March.
Harinam March. Every Sunday we go to different. One time we go this side, one time another this side. We go in 4 directions in Hyderabad. This side, this side, this side. So that all people come to know that these guys are alive, they are coming. Correct, no? So, and then transcendental book distribution, yes. Today you say about that Saptarishi, we saw, no?
So they have the sets. We have taken the pictures also. Who has the pictures?
There
Put in the
is,
group also. Yeah, so there are 7 books,
Yeah.
Saptarishi, and then there is Bhakta set. Bhakta set they have 5 books also. So Bhakta set is
Only 2 models they have.
Yeah, 2
One
models.
is 5 books is $15,
And then Saptarishi is
Saptarishi is
$60.
$60. And they have a long table, they display it. It looks very neat, it looks. Yeah? The book looks so nice. But they have put the glossy cellotape, they put, looks very elegant.
The ribbon they put for
Ribbon kind of thing. They put
Saptarishi.
Saptarishi, they put a ribbon. So they keep it and the boys come. And if they want to loose books, they want to see, they have one set of loose books kept also. They can flip through the pages and see. And they talk to them, and some boys, most of the boys today, they say, they distributed some 50,
65 Bhakta
65 Bhakta sets,
and 2 Saptarishi.
which means 65 into 5. So they have distributed, and then 2 Saptarishi. Yeah. They go to colleges and put the table to distribute. So they are just distributing and going now. We can tell them if they are not going to cultivate coins, they can give us contacts. They can cultivate locally. We can put a word to them.
They keep traveling.
Traveling, yeah.
They stay here and
Uh-huh.
one day they did.
But I don't know whether they will be collecting the contacts
Yeah.
to buy the books. Yeah. But our process means to be more complete. What are we doing? Carrying the contacts. This is the other one I used to say. Shoshatam Brahmanatam used to say. If you sow the seed, wait for the crops to grow and produce the grains, plug the grains and go, then take them home. If you sow seed and go, then Mayavadis will take it and go. Take it and go, like that he says. Maharaj says. You should always try to bring them to the point of becoming a member in Prabhupada's mission. Very important. Not just by the books. Correct, no? So, parallel book distribution. And then read the next one,
Infrastructure and expansion.
infrastructure.
Infrastructure and expansion. Build spaces and systems for sustained outreach. University Club. BYS Center near temple or college. Western Youth Program.
So, now, actually some university club programs bring some serious students who can be removed from that club program and taken to the weekly program. And in case you don't have a club in the college, then you distribute books, or Rathayatra, whatever, or temple contacts, those or anything, you can cultivate those youths. Correct, no? If you have a club, your university club, it's advantageous. Now very soon, His Holiness ISKCON Maharaj, all over America is going to follow a similar system like ISKCON they have in UK. They are going to start something called as Bhakti National. It's called as Bhakti Center, it's called as Bhakti Club National, BCN, they are calling it. Bhakti Club National. Many universities they are going to make it standardized all over America, they are going to make it like one group like SSS. They want to make it. So we were doing preaching in Harrisburg. So that club now they have made it like a Bhakti Club National. So, which means he wants to institute a certain style of training that students will conduct classes themselves. In which case most of the devotee children will organize the things in the colleges they will be doing. So in that case, those people who are preaching like we are preaching now, in certain colleges, if they are going to do it like Bhakti Club National, then they will be trained in a different manner. Then we have to get the students from another club we have to make. Or our club will remain, here in your case, MIT club is very patient club. Right? Then they may start Bhakti Club National in the college. Somebody else will come and start that. They will do. So they are nationally doing, but I studied it and I found that it's mostly for the devotee children to have some engagement in the college, and kirtan, prasad, and then some talk, short talk kind of thing. And I told Maharaj also that in our system of training, our goal is to bring people close to the temple and also make a BYS in the temple or outside the temple. And they should be rendering services in the temple and coming to 16 hours and getting initiated. So our goal is much different. We want to make very seriously committed people for Prabhupada, for ISKCON. And our goal is to connect everybody to the local temple. That's our goal. However, because we want to see that these temples flourish tomorrow with a lot of devotees. Just like in India. India, you go to any temple, thousands of devotees throng the place. We want to make American temples like that also. A lot of people throng the temples. And you can ask Neelamada Prabhu in Baltimore, you can ask Hansura Prabhu in Brooklyn. They will tell you, after this BOS group came in the temple and started, a lot of people have started coming now. In Niramal was telling that there are 30 devotees on festival days entering service, all from the DOS youths that way. Some of them may not be part of DOS, but they are trained, they have come to 8 rounds, 10 rounds, they are all coming and entering Seva. This was the actual vision originally, that the devotees should come and enter Seva in the temple. So, he has currently made one DOS center with 4 boys now. 8 more boys can stay there now. He has created a facility now. He said he's going to buy it. Currently it's rented, but he's planning to buy it off very soon. And it is just 2 minutes walk from the temple. So, in this way we also want to make, and also we can make BOI center near the college like Northeastern University, or near MIT, near Harvard we can make also. We can go and come. Then some devotees go and come, and then some boys maintain it nicely, like we do it in India. And then Western Youth Program is something right now I am thinking about seriously, because Indian boys coming into America has become drastically reduced. That being the case, we won't have enough Indians to process. Only some working Indians we can process, I think. Even this Welcome Festival used to attract 180, 160 students. Now only 60 people came, I think, right this time. Because many Indians coming into America has reduced drastically. So we can, I am developing some confidence in Western preaching, because the recent trip, I had 3 programs. One in Keshapriya arranged in Philadelphia. Very good program, right? Then one we did in Houston. That was purely all Americans. And
Austin.
That was done by one.
Murali Gopal.
Murali Gopal Prabhu. Murali Gopal Prabhu is actually a Western devotee. And they have a urban, what urban? Bhakti urban. Bhakti Yoga urban.
Farm program.
Farm program. There all Westerners came.
Austin also.
Austin also I say. For American, 2 programs we did there. One was American Boys and Girls one day in the Turtle Pond. Near the Turtle Pond we did. Another one we did in the
Bhakti House.
Bhakti House they call it. All Western devotees. Practically 95% Western in that. So after doing for these people, I am pretty confident that Western people are inquisitive also. Not only they just want to attend Kirtan and go. Half an hour program you give, and then they bring up some reflections, question answers. We can convey the philosophy to them very nicely. So we will try to do some Western preaching. In my understanding, in the entire America, one person who has really solidly started is Austin, Satyasatu. He has made one center where 18 American boys can stay. And in the same lane at the end this side, 6 girls can stay. One girl's ashram he has made, one boy's ashram also has made. Plus, near the temple he has purchased 1.5 acre land now, and he started ashram also, next to the temple. So there, 3 Indian boys are staying now. Eventually, you want to make it like a place for big house, correct? No? How many can stay? About 25?
Yeah, 10, 15 can stay.
15 to 20. 15 can comfortably stay. Up to 20 can stay. That means brahmacharis and boys will stay in that building. And they will run the morning program. Like that he has made. So, very, very nice arrangement.
That center is purchased.
That's purchased.
UT Texas.
Purchased the center. So that's in Austin. So in this way, we can have one center for Western youth. I told Vanamal Padipu also,
3 million.
one separate facility can be there for the Western youth. We will do that. Here is the last one, outreach and connection.
Outreach and connection. Grow the network and deepen relationships. Gathering contacts via Facebook, one-time program with an additional book distribution. Youth mentoring, expert advisor support.
Yeah. So, for every temple we are giving one support of the, youth. Actually, the youth mentors. Here, for example, I was coming myself. Now, Raghav Prabhu took training there in Warangal also. He went you were there with Shadugara Prabhu. But he is also trained in Warangal, so you are there. So, and for Brooklyn, we have given Shadugara Prabhu. And Baltimore, we have given Dashar Prabhu. Like that, for 15 places, we allotted 15 youth preaching leaders who are all experienced for 20 years in Pune. So they are doing remote online support they are doing. They are available. They also visit America. Many of you here must have seen Achyutamohan Prabhu, Pankaj Go Prabhu, Karnataka Prabhu, correct, no? So they are, in fact, all of them will come to Boston and go, but they have been given one place in America to take care. So they are doing it well, very well. Pankaj Go is doing exceedingly well. In a week, he is in touch with the boys for 3-4 days a week. 2 classes he gives, plus 1 meeting he takes with all the youth teachers and everything. And Chaitanya Babu was there, he also is in touch with them also. So Dallas is going very well. Similarly, Dallas, Boston, Brooklyn and Baltimore, these 4 places I would say I would rank the top, I would rank. And the other places like Seattle can be ranked first, I think. Other places are still budding, coming up. So, and then what is the youth growth pathway? Read that below.
Attending a weekly program, become a BYS resident.
Yeah, correct. See, first you do a one-time program. You do a one-time program. After the one-time program, you bring them to the weekly cultivation. Mataji cultivate the girls, and Prabhuji cultivate the boys, and Brahmachari also cultivate the boys. Correct, no? So as you keep doing it, for a period of time, we can make a boys BYS, we can make a girls BYS also. Close to the college or close to the temple. What is the speciality of BYS? They come for the morning program, they Mangala International Tulsa chanting, and Japa, and then hearing half an hour, 40 minutes class, and then take prasad, pack prasad for the lunch and push out to college or company. In Pune, by 7:30 in Pune, breakfast upma will be ready, not upma every day, something like not every day. Upma, uttapa, vada, things like that. And for the lunch, chapati and sabji daily. That is same. Many boys pack up 6, 8 chapatis. We can pack up sabji, pack in there. So 7:30 both are ready. That's what in Boston also we want to do eventually. So boys don't have to take anxiety. Morning only they can bring a hot pot, put your breakfast in, pack your lunch, and 7:30 out. Then evening you come back after 5. When you come back after 5, take a bath and take prasad or whatever. Some other days you can do book table. Some other days you can do pot washing and services like that. Some other days you can go on Harinam Sankirtan. So when more boys come, imagine if you have 30 boys staying near the temple, then the service, indoor service only 8-10 boys will be needed. Then other 8-10 boys can do outdoor services. Correct, no? Or further you have to increase the number like that. In this way, bringing a candidate to become a BYS resident, that's the goal. So we are trying this in many places in America, 15 places in America, and I am also planning to send 2 brahmacharis to each of the places Krishna willing in future. Boston already have sent 2 devotees, Brooklyn we have sent. Now next Baltimore and Dallas we are thinking now next. Because if we send 2 people, they will be available at the ground level, they will all be available in the temple. Because many people visit the temple, that somebody should be there to receive the people. So here I am saying in Boston, many nice online reading groups are there, very nicely. Many of you are doing very nice this. Continue doing that, online reading groups. And our USA situation being in turmoil in the job front, some boys have finished their course and awaiting a job. Some of them are in anxiety. Some of them have got a job, but there's a lot of trouble in the job, a lot of hard work in the job. But nevertheless, our devotees are practicing Krishna consciousness. Yesterday, the kind of commitment I got from the people was extraordinary. Many are faithfully practicing, and they sat through the whole day and heard the classes yesterday. So these devotees are all serious devotees, those who are with us now. Although more than 200 devotees must have come and gone, correct now? But those who are staying now, connected to us and coming to the temple, my humble request to all those boys, please come for the morning program promptly, sleep early at night, rise early, make this practice. Yesterday we found out, we were talking, 5 to 9 the time is not very effectively utilized. If they utilize the time well for doing some solid work, then they can sleep at 10 very easily. So my request is please tell the boys, all the mentors here can tell the boys that sleep early and rise early. Any questions or anything you wish to share? Any of you?
I have a question for you. You were speaking about Western outreach.
Yes.
Its relevance also, and how there were successful programs that we conducted in Houston.
Yeah, understand.
Over here, I was curious. I heard that one of the places where Western preaching happened very nicely is like popular is Bhakti Center. So I was curious, what is the model there, and what if we there is something that is something that could be implemented here. I personally do not think that's why I was curious. And how, I do not know if it is relevant to you.
In the Bhakti Center, what they do, when a new homer comes, they give him journey home or something like that. It's a light reading for them. It's an adventurous book, and also it takes you through different paths. Finally bringing them to Prabhupada. Correct? No? That kind of book it is. And then initially they focus on relationship building. Just talk to the people, make them feel comfortable. Just take part in kirtan, take prasad, have a friend in the temple. Just like Krishna also starts his Bhagavad Gita by being Krishna being Arjuna's friend. Okay, Arjuna, I want me to take chariot in between armies, I take it. So he doesn't give any instruction in the beginning. And then 2.7, and Arjuna collapses and says, you are my guru. Then Krishna becomes philosopher. Similarly, these people, first they strike a relationship, friendly relationship. However they are able to connect, they connect them like that. That is one thing we also should learn. For example, somebody is afraid of me, but they are more happy with Ram Santu. I tell him, please go to Ram Santu. I myself should send him. One should not hesitate. We should not think that, hey, I brought you, why are you not staying with me? We should not ask like that. Okay, I may bring somebody, but he is more happy with somebody. We can allow them to be under somebody else. So in this way, then after that what they do, once they develop some inquisitiveness and ask questions, they have a kind of support group, they call it. The support group, 5 to 6 people are put in one group for reading a particular Prabhupada book, they're coming back, or SSR, that kind of books they take. And then they have that support groups will go on for 3 months only. That means they don't read the whole book, some selected sections of those books they have marked it. They will read and they will discuss basic philosophy. After 3 months, if they want to again continue, they can continue for the next 3 months also. Then one more book they will take, they will read like that, selected sections like that. So this is gradually they give them philosophy. This is one style of preaching to the people. Another style they do is, many yoga people come, they also have yoga classes also, some people do. There, some yoga teachers come and teach also. And some people come for the kirtan, some people come for yoga. After that what they do, those who are yoga teachers and yoga students, they are invited to India for January, that one full month of yogis come now, yoginis. They come for some 21-day program there. The last program is that Pushabhishek. That's like climax. Right? In that program, His Holiness Ranat Maharaj gives almost like maybe 8 or 10 talks in the evenings. He gives like 1 hour, and directly from Krishna Book Maharaj will give pastimes. Krishna pastimes, he will speak in the evening. And morning they hear from some brahmacharis also, some other. And then daytime they have the yoga related things and all, like that they do. And they like the GV atmosphere. Earlier they used to go to Rishikesh and Haridwar and all. Now they are coming to GV now. And some of them pick up chanting during that time. Some rounds, 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds like that. And then they come back here. And then they will continue to do yoga pranayama, along with that some chanting they will do. Some become 16 wonders and get initiated from Maharaj like that. And those who are becoming yoga teachers, who, like one example, yoga teacher is our Jack Bogan, was initiated. Now they will invite Maharaj to their programs. And Maharaj will go to their studios and address the people. And then there is a larger impact of those people. So this is another route he is taking. And Maharaj has disciples like Gaur Gopal Prabhu or Jai Shetty or Janavi Harrison, people like that. And Maharaj has some others also who very much take his guidance and shelter, like Achyuta Gopi Mataji, family, whole family. So these people also bring some elite people to meet Maharaj. And Maharaj connects with them. And light preaching he will do to them. Some of them will invite him to their industries to go and give a talk. He will give a talk. And amongst them, maybe a few of them may become serious devotees. And many of them may become well-wishers. They may support the projects like GV, they may support here also, doing it like that. And Maharaj also sometimes cultivates actors, actresses, very big men, musicians. Sometimes they bring. So few people, we can say, are getting cultivated like that. Bhakti Center is a place where Maharaj's main point is you give warmth to people, make them feel friendly, don't drive them away. And Maharaj told me the difference between New York and Boston is like difference between Mumbai and Pune. He said New York is like the headquarters of Maya. People are very sensuous, people dress with very scanty dress, practically exposing their bodies, and they are very sensuously behaving in the streets also, very awkward it may look like in New York. On the other hand, he said Boston is a hub of education. Boys and girls are super serious about their studies. For them, academics is the topmost goal. So Maharaj, when I was in Pune, when I was coming as a GDO, Maharaj told me that I would like you to meet me and Ranjan Maharaj together. So they called me to one. In the GV, this thing is there, no? Open to this thing. In Maharaj's room outside, he was standing. Almost 1.5 hours they both spoke. At that time, Maharaj was very much saying that Boston would be a very good place for youth preaching. He said there are very great colleges like MIT and Harvard and many good colleges, and it's an educational hub. People are more sober, people are more serious about their academic goals and professional goals. Boston. So that he said that the way you have been preaching all these years and making serious committed to it is very much possible. And he said New York and other places people have so many families are torn to pieces. They have no, family structure, and people are into drugs even now. A lot of people are into drugs and all kinds of, bad habits and everything. Very sensuous place, he said, New York. Very challenging. Nowadays you can preach in New York also, but he said Boston can be the main place, he said. So I have been reporting to my spiritual master regularly also what I am doing, and also the GBC. I take Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. 4 reports, no? I take 4 reports and I send it to one Asita Prabhu. He is also GBC, and he submits to the main GBC. So they sometimes ask him questions which he sends me, then I send it to all of you also like that. So the reports are going to GBCs. GBCs have said that, okay, you want to preach to Indians first to create a kind of platform in all the ISKCON temples, so that when Westerners come, they will be warmly received. At the same time, they have also given us one warning that, if you only increase Indians in very big number, then Westerners may be put off to come to temples. So we also want American boys and girls to come also. Otherwise, we may have to create a separate place, ambience. Like we were in Shiva Prabhu's house. That kind of ambience we have to create. If possible, in somebody's house we can do Western preaching instead of bringing them to temple directly. So this culture can be introduced in 6 months to 1 year period for them. So I had gone to this Houston. What they have done, this Kusum Sarovar in night time. Now how it looked like. So they have put the back side here the Kusum Sarovar, and then the water is reflecting upside down like Taj Mahal, reflecting. Such a soothing environment. Similarly, Harikrishna Mantra they write in circles, because these yogis always they meditate in a circle. So they put Mahamantra in a circle. You will find this in many places in the West Coast also. You find like that. And also what you put pictures on the wall, everything, one has to be very choosy, and the light has to be dim light. This is too bright. When Western will come, the light has to be dim light. And they want a soothing music. That kind of ambience you have to create. So when you create that type of ambience, Westerners are attracted to come there. They come. Because as soon as they come, you will see they sit in yogi posture. You will see all of them. You see that? Man, woman, everybody. Because yoga is very famous all across the globe. So like them. That's why my Guru Maharaj, whenever he starts lesson for them, all of them after. And then he says, they're very happy with the long Om, because they are peace loving. So, but we have to take them from peace to bliss. Bliss to bliss. That's the goal of our preaching, correct? And we have to do that little compassionately. Doing the rest of it.
So, right now, sometimes I see, like today only, there was one Westerner who had come and got one of SSR recently, and he saw us in the parade that happened, and then he got an SSR, and he also saw us during Harinam. So he came, and he was very inquisitive. He was quoting examples that children are given in the books, and he really liked it. So I hope he'll come tomorrow morning. So if there are some restaurants, a couple of them have come previously also. Is there anything that we can do right now for
Yeah.
them?
One immediate facility I think in this temple we have to create is when a newcomer comes, you can, when you bring them to the temple, we tell them about Krishna. So this is Radha and Krishna. You say, is God male or female? You ask them. And they will, because they will not know mostly. They think God is great. So some people say God is female because females are very loving and nurturing and nourishing and caring and compassionate towards children. And children fond of their mothers more than fathers also. On the other hand, some people say God must be male because He's potent and powerful. He's created millions of universes. He has made the sun and moon. For anyone to do all these things, he has to be a male, powerful personality. So you ask them, what do you think God is, male or female? They will say, oh, it's a good thought. I haven't thought about it, they will say. Then you say, God is simultaneously both. God is, therefore He is standing as Krishna and Radha. And where does the word Krishna come from? Krishna. Prabhupada says, that's a Sanskrit word. From the Akrishta, the word Krishna has come, which means all attractive. And from the same word Krishna comes Christ. Says. So some people call Him Christ, we call Him Krishna. Person is ultimately one same person. As we say like that. And then we also, because in temple there is a lot of noise, other things. That's why I was telling we need one room like this, which can be devoted for cultivating people. People like that who come. All the ambience will be created. It's possible if you want to do it. If we do that, we can bring them to a place like this and sit with them. And first thing we do with them is to understand them. What have they, what inspired them to come here? What are they looking for? Even in MIT when I went, I asked all the students, okay, tell me, what do you expect from me today? The topic self-awareness and self-management. So what do you understand from the heading and what are you looking for? So when they speak it, then that gives us a clue. Like I went to Tata Motors in Pune. I asked the 40 managers who were sitting. I typed everything they said. It was on art of winning the trust. That was the topic. So when I typed the 40 points, I clearly understood what these guys are looking for. Then you can aptly give them. Knowing that, like one of the Americans, when I met, he was telling that, he was telling that, does God institute austerity? What delight He gets by our austerity? That's a good question, huh? So I had a question. Then I told actually, what is austerity? Austerity means avoiding things which are harmful to the progress of the soul. Like a child is told, don't touch the knife, don't touch the fire. It's not that, he's told don't is told for his good. Correct? So in this way I explained, then I explained about Ita Vairagya and everything, then I understood. So sometimes you are digging their own personality to know who they are. Will give you clue which you can note down, and in that direction you can speak to them. Like yesterday I was planning to begin Utkarsh camp. Within 10 minutes, I could understand that many boys had questions about the multiple big gurus in the planet now, like Ramananda Maharaj, Sadhguru, Similarly, what is Ramanuja's philosophy, Madhva's philosophy, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, all that they asked. Then I devoted almost 2 hours for only that. And if you see the realization session and this thing, what do you call it, their experience, many of them said, this is what we like the most. Instead of giving them what we want to give, we first find out what they need. What they need, and then you exactly give that. Like in Prasadam also when I am serving. So you want chapati, but I put rice in your plate, will you be happy? No, I am only serving rice, you take rice. I can't say that. Therefore, knowing the need and then giving them will immediately make them connect. When I first met Jack Boken here when he came, he had a lot of questions about Christ and Krishna. So similarities between Bible and Bhagavad Gita he asked. So almost an hour we spoke, the first visit. And he was very, very impressed. Because his questions were answered. Then it makes them feel like coming again. Next time they will come. So later on he sent me a video where he had spoken these things with his friends. he said, I asked this question in ISKCON, they are answering. So they are also thinking of coming. Correct? Huh? So, in this way, because they come to the temple hall, they know that in the temple hall is the place where God resides. So they ask, how do I express my respect to God? Then we can tell them, this is the way we bow down. Then they may also like bow down. How do you worship when you fold the palms? Yeah. So in this way, they kneel down. See, you also have been kneeling down, we also kneel down. It's the same thing. We do like that. But then it has to be explained, we can bring them to a place like this and explain to them nicely. And in fact, I am also a learner, I can say. I am learning many things about Western preaching. Like many places they told me, please speak slowly, clearly. They said, speak slowly and clearly. They said, because I used to speak fastly. Sometimes I mumble the words. So when we speak to them, we have to speak very slowly. Because our accent sometimes is not understood by them. Another thing is we cannot use many cliches in ISKCON. They cannot understand. Even Mahabharata, Ramana characters, they don't know. So you cannot suddenly go to the Ravana, Duryodhana, Bhima, who is there? You can say them, but you have to first give them some understanding. Earlier I went to university and I was quoting left, right, center, all the Vedic examples. They couldn't understand, correct? We have to tell them in a way they can understand. That's why currently I am planning to make some material for reaching to Westerners. Some very simple, basic material I am planning to make. When I go back, I am planning to make. When it's ready, I will share with all of you. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your inspirational talk. So one thing I wanted to ask was, I really like the idea that you mentioned that the newcomers, they can join these book readings, very small book readings, and then you mentioned that we also have book readings in our congregation. That I think would be nice if we can just consolidate it. And actually, because when we do book distribution, the majority books are Bhagavad Gita and SSR, but the real thing comes when you start discussing those books with devotees, because it's a reorientation of your entire material consciousness to Krishna consciousness. That's where you need advanced devotees who can kind of explain things to you. So one thing, like we should consolidate, like just on a page that, okay, Bhagavatam reading, these people are doing from this time to this time, Bhagavad Gita.
We can make one pamphlet also.
One pamphlet, and then you can start handing them out. Like, because one thing is,
they will connect at a time which is suitable to them.
right, exactly. And whichever book they are interested in, then they can join. Because the thing is, we give them the books, but then when we talk to them, we tell them, okay, the Sunday program.
Yeah.
The Sunday program is the one where you can come, discuss. And so I think that would be one thing.
Multiple devotees can have their own reading groups.
Correct.
And whoever they connect, they can just give them their ID and everything.
Correct.
This
Yeah.
can be done. So like it will increase.
That's correct. Yeah. But what Prabhuji is also suggesting, you see, in Pune also I am also telling the same thing. Pune there are more than 100 groups, but we have not yet put in the notice board. If you put in the notice board, say one devotee is doing a SR book, and his timing is this. Another devotee is doing this book, timing is different timing, different day. So people according to the preference can connect. That's his point. Although they may be attending their own mentor's weekly program, but for reading they may attend someone else's, whichever time is suitable to them. That is his point. Because if the vendor is coming at a time which is not suitable to them, then they can be allowed to connect with another devotee. In fact, another devotee is good also for them. They get to see multifaceted understanding. Instead of the same mentor giving weekly class also and giving book reading also. Let them have another touch, another devotee. Time suits them. Pune also we don't see only counselor. Mukunda and Tulsi Prabhu and all. Anybody is allowed to attend their reading. That way they get to see. Just like in a family, we have our father, but we also have uncle, fathers, brothers, we have like that. Devotees can be in touch with different people also. It's a very good idea. In Boston, if we can make a list of all the preachers who are having sport, we call it Srila Prabhupada online reading team. We call it. So we make sport groups and a list of, say, 20 sport groups are going on. Then boys can be told, see which day is suitable for you. You connect with this, correct? No?
They have app also.
The app also you can make. Yeah, he says
They already have.
That's right,
Already there is an app.
Wonderful.
In Android.
Yeah. Now that's Prasad for all good.
Already taken.
Already taken. All good are taken Prasad. Now we immediately rush to rest. My clock has to go backwards now. I sleep at 8:30. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Thanks very much. I don't know. MS written. It looks like that.